Welcome everyone to the weekly dose of woo, where we keep track of the woo so that you do not have to. This week's topic is retrogrades, specifically Mercury and Venus, which we are currently sitting in the swamp of, and it is just so much fun for everyone. I have not had one client not be upset about this time of year. So this is a really interesting thing where Mercury and Venus are overlapping. But I can hear you say, what is a retrograde anyway? So a retrograde is where a planet spins or appears to spin backwards in the sky of astrology. And then what we're doing is we look inward during this time and we focus on the characteristics of the planet that is in retrograde. And the abbreviation for retrograde is RX, in case you ever see that anywhere. That's what that means. So during this time where Mercury and Venus are in retrograde, you are going to be focusing on the characteristics of those planets as you turn inward, because a retrograde magnifies whatever that planet stands for. So if that planet stands for abundance and growth and yes, it'll be magnified if you are willing to turn inward and be honest with yourself. Equally, if a planet is in retrograde that has a lot to do with struggles and lessons and change, that'll be magnified and that'll hurt a little bit more. Be aware of that as we are moving into this energy. So first, we will talk about Mercury, because it is the one that honestly happens the most. It goes retrograde 3 to 4 times a year and lasts about 3 weeks every time. So Mercury stands for, it's reasonable, it is communication, it is technology, and it's actually travel. A lot of people will avoid travel during this time because even if it's not messed up, it's not what you thought it was going to be. Miscommunication happens a lot. Anyone who is an Olympic style warrior, you will worry so much more during a retrograde, you may actually feel your sanity slipping through your fingers. And it's okay. It's totally understandable. I had one of my clients' wives message me and wake me up just like 30 minutes before my alarm. Yesterday. It was like, I don't know what's going on. I'm going to need an explanation. I'm having some issues. And I was like, oh, it's not you. I promise it's not you. It's okay. It's okay. Take a deep breath. Ooh, we're all good. We're all good. It's just Mercury screwing you without lube and meanly, not nicely. It is not a nice, consensual, romantic experience when Mercury happens. There are a few quintessential things to remember about Mercury. 1, don't be that person. Do not be the self-fulfilling prophecy from hell where you set your own life on fire because Mercury retrograde is so chaotic and unreasonable. You are still fully in control and have free will. You are still an adult. You still have to take responsibility for your actions. And I will tell you the story, the fun story that people get to hear about on stages. Many, many years ago, it was Mercury retrograde, and I almost got in a car accident in Minnesota winter. And it was because the person in the passenger seat was screaming at the top of their lungs that we were going to get in a car accident. Nothing was happening, but they were screaming so much that it was Mercury retrograde and we were going to get in a car accident that we actually got in one. And so that's a self-fulfilling prophecy. If you're sitting there screaming that the sky is falling, that's on you, bitch. That's not Mercury retrograde. That's you. You gotta get a tighter hold on your sanity and be a mature adult even during this time of year. So that's the first really big one. Don't be a self-fulfilling prophecy. It's a difficult time for everyone. Don't make it harder on yourself. 2, don't, under any circumstance, text your ex. There is not one thing that creature who slithered out of a sewer is meant to bring you, even if it was amicable and I'm just checking on them and I had a dream about them. No. That is not the point of Mercury retrograde, for you to open up these old wounds. It's for meant to you to wave bye-bye as you spiral and see a different perspective of something. That's it. That's all I want you to do. That's it. Just wave bye-bye as it passes. So that is Mercury retrograde for everyone. Do work on yourself. Do remember to stay calm. Don't reopen old wounds. Just look at them in a different way, in a non-judgmental stance and with gentle curiosity. Now we get to Venus. Venus, in retrograde, it is a heartbreak king. And it's all about relationships. So all of your relationships, not just romantic and sexual, but it is also about your relationship with yourself, your relationship with art, music, and your appreciation of beauty. And so this is actually a really good time to reevaluate your values. Venus, while it is in retrograde and magnifying everything, has this great ability to show you what your values are if you're willing to watch and listen and reassess. So when this happens, take a hard look at your values. Are you living through your values? Are you aligned with them? This is also a great time to reassess the relationships in your life. The last Venus retrograde, I did a reading about every single main relationship in my life. I did a tarot reading about them and journaled about them. And let me tell you what, it was all accurate. It was all completely valid. And I do not regret taking that time to analyze and dissect those situations. So that is another thing just to be aware of as you're moving through this, and just be really gentle with yourself as you're looking at things. And so it's a time to cut people out. It's like, oh, you no longer serve the values that I now know that I am aligned with. So choose them away. Zhuzh those people away. Shoo fly, don't bother me. It's absolutely fine to cut people out of your life. Not with Mercury and Venus in retrograde, not the best time to start new relationships, not gonna lie. You may be the exception to the rule. Never think you're the exception to the rule, but you may be the exception to the rule. So that is the energy of the retrogrades that are happening right now. Do not be hard on yourself. Everyone is having a bitch of a time with it. And that's okay. That's okay. What are you learning from this? How are you using this to level up your life or business? There are plenty of ways to prosper during these times, even though they may seem like a cluster F. Be aware of them, be okay with them, and move forward with grace towards yourself and gentle curiosity towards everything else. Go forth, be the hero of your own story, and remember that the weekly dose of woo happens every single week. And if you tune in live on the Zoom, which is happening literally just over there, there are 4 rounds. You get to do a check-in where you brag and celebrate, and we all celebrate with you. You get to manifest. We talk about what we're manifesting for the week. The third part is the only part that is recorded, and it is the mini class based on what astrologically is happening during that time. And then the fourth part is the exercise, because let's be honest, we all lie to ourselves and say we'll do it when we have time, and then we don't make time. So I made time for you, and I carved it out, and we don't sign off until we all do the exercise and talk about it. So those are the 4 different rounds that you get if you decide to show up live, but you actually have to show up live to do it. So if you want to show up live, comment below and make sure that you get on the list to get sent the invite. Go forth, be the hero of your own story, and remember that it is okay, that it is a retrograde. You will be fine.